Hey guys, welcome back. We are here on the 5th quest, Rite of Passage, which is us against the Ancients, which is always an interesting fight because it's essentially you versus 3 bosses. No takesies backsies because it's hard to escape the fight. So we are going to start our way down. Also, before we start, I didn't really change much of my gear, but I just wanted to say I was sitting here in the town, and since there's nothing else happening, I could just hear the music. And if you haven't listened to it before, I encourage you to actually listen to the Diablo 2 soundtrack. There's a lot of really good music in it. I'm not a very musical type person, but still, I can recognize when I like things, and it's always really fun. So, with that out of the way, we have a lot of traveling to do. We need to push our way through the crystalline passage to, what was it, frozen tundra and other, I already forgot all the names, but there's a lot of zones on the way there. The main bullet point is we're gonna keep going, hopefully find all the waypoints. Maybe as a joke, I will go back and get Great Marsh just to appease the one person who's going to freak out that I missed one waypoint in this playthrough. Maybe I'll just leave it there to bug you, one guy. Take that. But in all seriousness, just need to keep pushing our way through. Glacial Trail is the next area. There is a cursed, okay. There is a waypoint here. I want to avoid getting amped here, which we just did. Try and cleanse it off, although we're gonna have to fight them. It's probably gonna stay on us, so let's just make sure we don't get stomped here by accident. Again, we could probably just tank through them, but I am just being careful. We leveled up again, so what is our chance to block right now? 66, huh? I think I'm gonna put points in here just to throw our chance to block way back up. As far as skill points here, we could keep pumping Holy Shield. We could upgrade Sacrifice or Zeal. We are 29. We're gonna want to put 1 point in Fanaticism when we hit 30, and then potentially Redemption or Salvation as well. Since we're at good resistances right now, I don't think Salvation's super important. Redemption could be. So maybe we want to save for the next few levels. I'm not totally convinced, though, that it's worth saving. Redemption's one of those things you kind of get later on. It doesn't help you through the start of the game, it just kind of helps you be more efficient with your health and mana as you push through the game. Maybe we want to have it. The reward for actually doing the Rite of Passage, the Ancients, is you get a level. Or, well, you get a ton of XP that stops once you get a level up, is how it technically works. If you're like level 96 and somehow only in normal, you won't level to, or if you're 98, you won't go to 99 just from doing normal Ancients. That sort of thing, but you just get a bunch of XP essentially. I guess I will hold on to it. I feel like that's probably a mistake, but all I know is we want Fanaticism at 30, but besides that, I'm not all too convinced. Our Merc took a beating there. You know what? I don't think we're gonna save for Redemption or Salvation here. Let's just put another point into Sacrifice. Like I said in I think the second video, there are a lot of options for Zeal Paladins. As far as how you start distributing your stats at the beginning, they usually end up pretty similar as far as what's the important things. You know, it's a good amount into Sacrifice and Zeal, a good amount into Holy Shield, and maxing Fanaticism. We don't need to go into the Drifter Cavern. That is not a necessary zone. I am just looking for a waypoint, which is probably going to be in this corner or somewhere close to it. If at all possible, I would like to hit 30 before we go and fight the Ancients so that I have Fanaticism, but I'm not sure how realistic that'll be. We do have a few more zones to go through, so it is potentially possible. We will have to see. Also, it's just good to round off your levels because you get one full level when you actually go and beat the Ancients. So lots of reasons. We'll see how it works out. How far away we are from level by the time we get there. We do have a few more zones to go through, but I don't know if it'll be enough to get us all the way up. There is a lock chest here, guarded by Bonesaw Breaker, extra strong. Gotta be careful of his charge attack, because that could happen. Also need to worry about these guys getting back up. So let's just keep going. I'm pretty sure there's a waypoint here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Glacial Trail doesn't have a waypoint, but I thought it did. Just gonna pop on Vigor to run a bit faster. And switch back to combat. So, concentration served us well, but hopefully in a level we will no longer have to use it, because for our purposes, Fanaticism is just pretty much a straight improvement. We lose the ability to attack uninterrupted, but besides that, I would say it's pretty much always better. So yeah, we have to go through Frozen Tundra and Ancient's Way, hoping that we get a level on the way there. What drop back there? Alright, sure. Okay.
I am overburdened.
Just going to check real quick that it's not a. I don't even know if large shields can get 4 sockets. But keep moving. We do know where the exit is, so we can just head towards there. Although maybe we'll take the scenic route to kill more guys, just because, like I said, would be nice to be 30 for the big fight here. I'm not too sure how worried I should be about the Ancient fight. They are strong, there is no lie there, but sometimes they can come off more as just fat sacks of health than legitimate threats. Well, that really depends on your gear. We do not have any crushing blow, so we are not doing percentage damage of any sort. I think we have open wounds actually, but besides that, crushing blow is the main one usually for killing high health people. Our Merc just leveled. What level is he? 29. He is keeping up with us. That's nice. We're probably going to stick with him for the rest of this playthrough. I don't see any real reason to take him off the roster. So we're up in the Frozen Tundra. We are going to be looking for the waypoint and the way down to the Ancient's Way. Hopefully our trip up here and down there will give us a level. What's a Talwar again? That's the sword. That's the falchion. Yeah. 2 sockets, I think, makes strength as a rune word potential. There's a lot of good rune words we could potentially make if we found both the runes and the right type of weapon with the right amount of sockets. So the struggle is real. I do not think that Frozen Tundra has a waypoint in a specific location. That could be wrong though. I think it's just somewhere in here. Down goes another boss. Shield up. And regen. Like I said a few times, there's definitely better situations for me to be switching my auras out. If I was more attentive, we could probably be more efficient on our speed and whatnot. But I'm playing fairly relaxed now, and in general that I just haven't been switching to vigor for every single situation where I could need to run faster. Also remember the fact that it is important to sometimes toggle off run in case you're moving around a lot, especially versus these guys that are teleporting all over the place. Running reduces your defense and your chance to block, which means you're an easier target to hit, essentially. So our inventory is full here with high valuable stuff, so I'm just going to sell them all. Oh, potentially high value stuff, which it looks like turned out to be true. We're just stockpiling our gold at this point. If we found like either 2 chipped or 1 flawed, we could go all the way up to flawless on sapphires, but not as it stands right now. So let's keep going. Keep cutting through all these rascals here. Which, as I mentioned before, when you have 75% fire resist, they become a lot less threatening. Still fairly annoying though, just because of how teleporty they are. Teleporty is definitely a word. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Still gotta sometimes kill catapults, but given that they're stationary, might not be that threatening to us. So there's like one of the shields you would want to find socketed, just because it gives all resists. Looks like we're at the end of the line here. Three socket axe, huh? That could be potentially useful. Let me just throw that down here. I'm not really sure what weapons we're going to be wanting. Just a superior blank shield probably is not good enough. I don't need to bring that back. If If you're wondering why it was so high block, that's just because I have Holy Shield on and it changes what the stats look like. Just punch our way through all these demons. Bound to hit them all eventually. Ancient Sway's down there, but I'm going to look for the waypoint. For completionist's sake, I guess, and it's convenient to get us some more XP so that we're hopefully 30. So let's just start going along the outskirts again. Set our shield whenever we get the opportunity to. Keep picking up all these sorceress items just because they sell well. I'm just gonna double check. I don't think it spawns in like a set location, like right at the end of the area or anything like that. Who is Sinfist? There's a guy there. Where is he? Spectral hit, okay. He can probably find some space here. See what this is all about. 5 to strength, huh? Yeah, that's probably the first plus to skills gem we've seen. That can replace this at the very least, I would say. We have a ton of extra gems here. I don't see any that we can get rid of though. Did I repair my equipment? I don't know if I checked. Let's do a quick run through here. Okay. Let's just double check. Yeah, okay. I didn't have extra gems in there to get rid of. I am definitely hoarding gems more than I need to. I'll readily admit that. Like I said, the further you get into the game, certain gems kind of just lose their advantage. Gems are really useful usually at the start, just to give yourself a good weapon or just extra health, all that kind of stuff. They can also be useful near the very, very late game when you're putting your final sockets into your equipment. Sometimes just getting flat health or extra resist or blah blah blah, that's all useful. Just to maximize your character, but since we're at really neither of those points, gems aren't that useful to us. I should probably just start getting rid of all the chips and whatnot, because we're probably going to get at least full gems dropping regularly, so yeah, not super useful to hold on to all these random gems, but I'll probably take care of that in the interlude between the next episode, or if I die, it'll be forever unfinished, and you guys will have to look at this hoarded inventory for the rest of the playthrough. Oh no. The stakes have never been higher, folks. So, I believe the waypoint is often in these ruined areas. It looks like we will hit 30 before we have to go fight the ancients, which is nice. We're doing a ton of backtracking. All these ground shaking. Did I miss it? I do not see a spot we would have missed it. Unless it's way back at the start, maybe. Either way, I don't really care. We want to get the XP anyways. There's one very determined barbarian over here. Let's help him out. I didn't even know there were any this far into the game. It's quite pretty funny. If it turns out it is always near the entrance or exit, I'm sure there's one person screaming at the screen right now. Yep, there it is. I apologize, that one guy who knew. What I should have done is set a not a waypoint, a TP scroll way back at the Ancients Way, just because then I could use the waypoint to get back home and teleport to my TP. So that was a mistake on a few fronts. Not the worst thing ever though. I'm just gonna turn on vigor and start running. Again, there's another optional area. These are like the equivalents of caves and whatnot in Act 1. What is our block chance? 73. That's good. With the charm, we're now up to 80 strength, so probably don't need to worry about strength for the rest of this playthrough. And normal at least. If we decide, I still am not sure if I plan on taking this character into Nightmare, or if I'm just gonna leave it here. Like, I don't know if maybe people want to watch me go through the game once with all the classes, or just take this guy as far as I can. I don't really know. Feel free to mention that in the comments, or I mean, really just say whatever. I do double check to make sure people are commenting on the videos. Besides that, we are just going to try and find the gem shrine, huh? We should take full advantage of this. I would say to us, diamonds are probably the most useful gem. Actually, you know what? Let's just get rid of all these low gems. I think that time is gone. Can at least get rid of chips. I think that's fair. We'll set the bar at flawed or higher for now. So we are going to her equipment, get rid of all these chip gems, and take advantage of the fact that we only have a flawless diamond in here to upgrade it to perfect. And boom, there we go. I picked diamond because sometimes, like I said, one of the ways to just make a super shield is just, if you're being really cheap, just get a high socket shield, put a ton of diamonds in it, done. It's not the most elegant of solutions, but hey, it's a solution. Oh, there we go. If we find the way up to the Ancients, I am going to make sure we're level 30 before we go up there. Just because it would be not only dumb to not go before 30, but also because of the fact that killing the Ancients gives you a full level, essentially. It would be very stupid to waste it on so little XP. Icy cellar, we do not need to go down there. We do have a pretty good stock of rejuves. I'm probably going to switch those onto my belt just for the ancient fight. Sometimes you can get whirlwinded and feel nervous or leap attacked, that kind of thing. For those who are unfamiliar, the ancients are essentially 3 different barbarian looking dudes, because we're in the Barbarian Act, and one is dual wielding throwing weapons, one is sword and board whirlwinding, and another is a big two-hander, and he is like leap attacking around. I believe I got those correct. So, looks like we are going to level by the time we find the zone. So, hooray for us. Our merc is taking a beating from these mobs here. Magic finding gloves. And there we go, level 30. So, let's see, we're at 71 block. Just gonna put more points into Vit, and at long last, we finally get our aura. Fanaticism. So, this just makes everything better. What is this? It's lightning enchanted. Good thing I checked. I'm a little worried about this. Always worried about lightning enchanted mobs. Down he goes. Luckily, the ancients don't really fight dirty. They don't slow you down or mana burn you or anything, as far as I remember. They're just kind of a straight up fight. So that is one of the benefits of fighting them, is that like they don't try and pull the wool over your eyes or anything like that. They're just a straight up, hey, I hope you're tough enough to beat us, which I guess goes along really well with their general theme of just being a test for your hero. You'll notice our attack speed has increased even through getting cold flamethrowered, which I guess is an oxymoron. Cold throwered, icy breath. Take your pick. And at this point we're just looking for the way up. I think our damage technically went down, but our attack speed went up slightly. It's possible concentration might be slightly better for overall damage, but it is generally more useful to have fanaticism, and obviously as we begin to level it up, it's going to be a lot better. This is probably where we're going to be putting any of our extra points, which is probably only going to be 1 or 2 before we have to fight Baal. Just because we're going to get a level, but the ancients only put you up to the next level. They don't actually keep your current XP. So we're going to have to do 1 full level from 30s. Looks like there's the summit. Let me just double check. Concentration is, oh, it's only 60%, okay. Okay, so we're at the summit. You can't just TP out of the Ancients fight, so you kind of want to prepare for the long haul. So with that in mind, I'm probably going to bring a few extra potions. There's no items to be found here anyways, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think there's much we can do here with our gems and whatnot. I'm keeping rejuves on the belt just for the same reasons I did with all the other bosses. You generally want to have rejuves in case of burst. Besides that, I think we're good to go. I don't think there's anything I really want to switch on. Yeah. Oh, I guess we could check whether or not that that new scepter is any good. I don't think this shield is better. So, that increases our damage by a lot. Our minimum damage. I'm not sure though. The main thing Malice does is it makes sure we hit a lot more, and it's kind of hard to show here because it doesn't show all the minus target defense, start reducing their defense as you hit them, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to hold on to it for now. It's entirely possible for the sake of damage that's better. I think for a boss fight, Malice might be better. So let's go down. Putting a TP doesn't really matter because when we go up here, there's no takesies backsies. So here we go. We have to fight these three guys. Hopefully our Merc does alright in holding back at least one of them. Let's go. I'm gonna try and focus down one at a time here. But given the fact that we are a Zeal Paladin, we're probably just gonna go all over the place as far as where our attacks are going. So I'm just going to try my best. I'm going to try and focus Madoc here, just because he's generally the squishiest. So, and I want to eliminate how many there are, if at all possible. Next we're going to go for Korlik, just because he doesn't have the shield. So I just assume he's next in line for tankiness. Looks like we are very comfortably sitting here. They don't seem to be able to hit us very easily, and we seem to be able to hit them, so life in paradise. More importantly, they don't seem to be able to burst us, so if we run out of mana here, I'm probably just going to pop a rejuve just to keep our mana going. There's two down, and here's Mr. Talik. Like I said, these guys are pretty fair in that they don't really have many tricks. They're just heavy physical, tanky beat sticks. Who apparently bleed a ton because we keep open wounding them. And boom, there you go. Oh, it does keep our XP. Was I incorrect in that? Huh, possibly. So, there we go. That quest is done.
I can't.
All we need to do now is head over here and go into the Worldstone Keep, which is the descent to Baal. So, we will make our way down there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.